On the 23rd. But if I buy new ones, instead of trying to save these old ones from going in the garbage, I'm missing the point of creating community. Anyways, it seems like I'm going to film a few of these, and maybe there'll be maybe a week daily series for the week of Remembrance Day, teaching people how they're still learn nothing from wars by the conversations they have on Remembrance Day. But listen to this, because these secretaries aren't doing a PhD or a thesis and verifying that some of the people are dead that they're writing letters about. Some are not dead, but of course they need to say they died as heroes. Listen to this.
Adjutant General of Massachusetts, that you are the mother of 5 sons who have died gloriously on the field of battle. I feel how weak and fruitless must be any words of mine that would attempt to beguile you from the grief of a loss so overwhelming. But I cannot refrain from tendering to you the consolation that may be found in the thanks of the Republic they died to save. I pray that our Heavenly Father may assuage the anguish of your bereavement and leave you only the cherished memory of the loved and lost. The solemn pride that must be yours to have laid so costly a sacrifice upon the altar of freedom. Yours very sincerely and respectfully, Abraham Lincoln.
So that letter includes religion, it includes patriotism, it includes misinformation, right, about how they died, for example, and it claims that this republic is the one that represents freedom. So has this changed since then? And do you think movies like this will create more of your children and yourselves to turn into the sheep that the elites need to fight their fights that they fight not for freedom? Because they don't often give you a choice to go or not. And that's one way to prove, oh, you represent freedom, eh? Is it okay if I decide not to go fight this one? And then they'll say, well, it's going to come to you. And, well, you know how wars go to other countries? It's because of countries who live by war, okay? And the United States is one. Listen to the end of this.
The boy's alive. We are going to send somebody to find him. And we are going to get him the hell out of there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this guy was told by his advisors at the beginning, there is no way to know where he is or if he's even alive. He believes he's alive, but that's the concept of faith. It's when you kind of want to be intellectually lazy and decide things like, we're going to make a hero out of him or me or whatever. Now, do you know that more women went into wars because they also wanted to live and die to be a hero, and the brainwashing of movies like this help to make them think that that's the way to do it, instead of saying I'm going to exercise the freedom of this country. Oh, no, there are limits to freedom, to freedom, and here's the rule, like, we can't have freedom of everything. Like, what if you turn your guns on your fellow soldiers because what they're doing to innocent people is inhumane? You can't have that freedom. Or you can't have the freedom to say no more wars, because that's kind of our main industry, and we kind of think that the United States is God's gift to this planet. Except that too many people think that, whether it's their nation or themselves or their church or their own egos. So getting him the hell out of there is actually the best strategy the United States of America could do to save themselves. getting everybody out of other countries and just bringing them back to their awesome, awesome country where there's no problems to solve at all, and to also stop sending weapons elsewhere. Because if we all minded our own business and cleaned up our own backyards, which, to clean up your backyard, you don't need to shoot it. You need to learn, what civilized people need to learn, and what democracies need to learn, and what republics are supposedly already doing but are not. So get out of everywhere, and also remove as many weapons that you supplied on the way out. And some wars will continue for a bit, and then people can still kill each other with stones and things like this. But eventually, when they see that they are becoming the only country in the world, or nation, or community, or culture doing it, killing themselves with stones still, or whatever way, is then maybe the human condition can improve. Because they didn't die for their humanity, or the concept of life, or the concept of freedom. They died to serve the elites, through their ideas of brainwashing of religions and patriotism, and we're the good guys and we represent these great ideologies that most other species have already become experts in, a lot more than us.